backing up there, but it wasn't as effective as it looked. He was a little bit off balance and went stumbling back to the ropes. Adams spent so much time this week signing autographs and worrying about the T-shirts. Maybe he should have been thinking more about the fight.
Well, he's doing very well now, in my opinion, in this round. And I thought he won the previous round. There's that left hook again.
It's a cagey left hook by Diaz.
Diaz landed some effective punches.
To the body goes Diaz.
Which is very smart thing to do with a young kid who he knows is going to have to be in there for 12 rounds.
And again, because of the size differential, both fighters missing wildly.
Right hand right on the button by Bones Adams. Didn't phase Diaz one bit.
Minutes to go in the 6th. Again, a number of punches thrown there, but nothing really landed.
And Bones Adams just switched to southpaw and walked in as a southpaw. Landed a right hook. Glancing blow. But it was a change. Good uppercut by Bones Adams.
Diaz just keeps moving, keeps coming after him. And a right hand landed by Diaz. Half of the rounds completed at this point. And a wild end.
Let's take a look at that uppercut. There it is. Solid uppercut by Bones Adams. Catches Diaz coming in.
So we move to the second half of the fight. This is the 7th round for the WBC Continental America's Bantamweight Championship. Gil, you like the way Adams has looked the last couple of rounds?
Well, he's settled down a little bit there, Bruce. I just don't think he has to work as hard as he's working. I'd be a little concerned about his stamina.
Again, this is the first time that Adams has tried 12 rounds. Diaz has gone that route 7 times, and 10 rounds, 37 times.
And Diaz is the kind of a guy that he doesn't show you much of an offense. He's a good counterpuncher. So if you just stay nice and patient, keep your balance, feint, snap a jab, you should put most of the rounds in the bank.
Diaz just 5 foot. Adams with the right hand landing. Diaz almost always lands that left as a counter after Bones scores.
Well, it hasn't been as effective later in the fight as it had been in the earlier rounds. Good solid punches by Bones Adams.
Not much on that left by Diaz. The swelling under Bones' right eye much in control. And I don't see the blood in the mouth that we saw earlier.
Well, that was just a momentary spurt of blood or whatever it was. We haven't seen it since.
Gil, Bones has thrown a lot of jabs that aren't landing.
Well, his jab is not a stiff jab, Bruce. He's snapping it from the side instead of putting his shoulder behind the jab.
But they're in the face of Diaz, so is it serving a purpose in that respect?
Well, he'll score points with the jab, but he's really not stopping Diaz in his tracks, as we had saw Craig Cummings so effectively use the jab in an earlier fight.
Crowd trying to get behind Bones Adams again.
There's that uppercut.
Good exchange by Bones Adams. Bruce Beck, Gil Clancy back in El Dorado, Illinois. Entering the 8th round of this 12-round bout between Bones Adams and Javier Diaz. Gil, what has surprised you about this fight thus far?
Well, it really hasn't been any surprise to me at all. I mean, to see a young, talented kid, him with a veteran professional, just is one of those kind of guys you just don't really knock out that easily. And Bones has been used to hitting guys, and they go. Diaz doesn't offer too much of a target, and if you miss your punches, he makes you pay because he has that quick left hook counter.
Bones called this a stepping stone to something big, and he might be right. That is, if he wins the bout. Bones landed the last punch in that exchange. Good movement by Bones Adams.
Well, he's settled down a little bit now.
Never want to turn your back on a fighter.
Well, Diaz helped him turn his back that time. That's a dangerous punch, that uppercut from outside that Bones Adams is throwing. Just ask Buster Douglas. When you do that, you expose yourself to a good straight right hand.
That was a big shot to the body by Diaz. Fans thought it was a low blow, but it was right there on the protector. Again to the body goes Diaz. And Bones lands back to the body. I think Diaz felt that one.
Diaz has a slight cut over his right eye. And he's complaining about a butt. And I think referee Curtin called it a butt.
Take a look at the eye. And the referee sends the fighters back.
To an experienced fighter, you think that Diaz would not react this way to a cut eye, and it doesn't look like that bad a cut. But it seems to have the good right hand to the body by Adams.
If an accidental butt occurs after the completion of the 3rd round of this WBC Continental Americas bout, the scorecards at the time will determine a winner. We are in the 8th round. Bones with a solid right hand. Some of the best action of the fight. And Diaz is hot.
And you know, that uppercut of Adams is very effective because Diaz just does not throw a straight right hand, so he can gamble with that punch. Good left hook.
Diaz again says a butt. And that is it for the 8th round. A wild ending there. Diaz twice complained about headbutt. Meanwhile, Bones Adams put together a pretty impressive combination in about 15 seconds to go in the round.
He landed some good, solid punches in that round.
He's leaning in with it. The guy over there is. Okay.
Gil, this is the first headbutt he complained about.
Well, it didn't look to me like that he got butted above the eye at all.
Negro Gonzalez continues to work that M-swell device underneath the right eye of Adams.
Okay. You hear, Bones?
Headed to the 9th round. Bones Adams has been coming on strong.
Get the ice out of there, come on! Get the ice out!
Bones has seemed to settle down in this fight.
Bones has gone 10 rounds twice before in his career.
That's what he should be doing. Just settle down. He doesn't have to run all over the ring.
Couldn't get those punches through before. Settling down is almost a maturity thing, Gil. Having the confidence in your own abilities just to stay there and do the work. Diaz comes charging again. Diaz to the body. Adams lands a combination.